मगर ये वाइड एंगल
वाइड एंगल होगा ना यार।
नहीं ये लोग लेने के बाद मैं ले तो सब फोटो
उन लोग भी आ रहा नहीं आ रहा।
वो लोग वीडियो बीट वीडियो ले रहे हैं।
तो लोगों के वीडियो का फैसिलिटी नहीं है डालने की, चुप दे रहे हो।
पीछे पीछे कैमरा
और पीछे चले
और आप ही संग मैं सबका हो गया बोले तो मैं स्टार्ट कर लूँ। हेलो 40,500 में 10,000
बाद में वाइट में ले लो।
ओके
डाउन करो।
ओके
Highness Raunaq Khan, Nizam of Asif Jahi celebrates Sankranti, Dalit Muslim Christian and Adivasi and Dindar Anjuman Hyderabad. Invite all for kite flying. Dindar Anjuman after their 3 days 9th, 10th, 11th January 2025 International Interreligious Conference on bringing communities together. All the above on the same purpose as above, invite all on culmination of 300 years oblique 3rd century of the Asaf Jahi Nizams of Hyderabad at the celebration on Sankranti title, bringing communities together Sankranti Kite Flying Celebration 13 January 2025. Highness Raunaq Khan, 9thNizam of the Asif Jahi dynasty, also celebrates Holi separately annually at his vast private estate on road number 25 at the Dead End Gate at Jubilee Hills for the last 50 years. This started as the teen till date.
I'll do that. This trend of having festivals like Holi and kite flying, Sankranti and Diwali, they all started as when I was a teenager and my parents used to pay for it. And it's going on till date with no breaks. And at first, this whole thing of celebrating Indian festivals, which are Hindu, coincidentally I happen to be a Muslim, but we used to do it together. We never thought it's any different. So first it started as a pure, innocent, inclusive fun. And presently, it's a friendly integration and bridging of varied faiths and communities. These events are also to commemorate the secular rule of my great-grandfather, His Highness Mehboob Ali Khan, 6th Nizam of Hyderabad, and Nawab Raunaq's role model. Raunaq is like written by somebody else, so and my role model, and it is to acknowledge him as the most secular ruler of Hyderabad, Deccan, and numerous accounts of British railway heads, scientific man Sir Vishweshwar, to world-renowned, multifaceted Indian Sarojini Naidu. She's also called the Nightingale of India. And it's in the various written accounts, they celebrate the 6th Nizam Mehboob Ali Khan as the most secular ruler of South India. You can say Hyderabad Deccan. It was called Hyderabad Deccan. So I've been having this Holi now without an interruption for the last I think 45 years. Like I told you, initially my parents used to pay, and after I grew up I started hosting it, and now I do it as an exercise to integrate people. I've got a doctorate in community bridging, but I don't use the word doctor because then it becomes too serious. I want people to playfully meet and get to understand each other and have fondness for each other, grow a fondness, and it's required nowadays because of all the kind of tensions created between communities by some vested interests. So there's a purpose for it now, and I'm very proud of that purpose. That's one of the things I pursue most. And as elected as the 9th Nizam of the Asif Jai dynasty. Dynasty is just the family, royal family. It's my job to integrate them into India also and stop them from thinking they're from a ruling family. And now because we are all citizens under India and India is democratic, they have democratically chosen me as the Nizam, and it's my job to make them integrate with the rest of the society which follows democratic norms. And anyway, in Islam, the only recommended norm, if there's no war and no takeover by force, the only norm which Islam suggests is something called ijma. Ijma is nothing but consensus, and it was started from the time of the very first prophet. When he passed away, his father-in-law Abu Bakr Siddiqui, he was selected by consensus. So I want to continue that, the teachings of Islam and inculcate them as a habit in the royal family, and where they democratically do things instead of fighting with each other and fight for their own rights together as one group. And they've chosen me as a head to lead them against, encroachments, many things, and they have a lot of land and estate. Nizam was the richest man in the world, and the kingdom was 90,000 square miles bigger than most countries, extending from Karnataka to Maharashtra. Aurangabad was the capital then. In Karnataka, Bidar was the capital. So I want them to kind of, there are a lot of lands which are encroached upon and all that. I need to get everybody together to fight for their rights and stand on their own feet and get a feel of the reality, which is democratic now. And that's why I have all these festivals and all that, and I'm also involving all the people. In fact, they involved me. And one of the organizations is Deendar Anjuman, who did a 3-day event on the integration of, different faiths. And that happened on 11th, 10th and 11th. So I told them to join me on the 13th. And after 11th and 13th, there was a date in the middle, like 12th. And in that, there's another community of the Dalit community, which was, it was called Dalit, Muslim, Christian and Adivasis. It's called DJAC. JAC is nothing but Joint Action Committee. And they had an event on the 12th, coinciding with DLIT. DLIT is Doctor of Literature by when he got it in 1953 by B.R. Ambedkar, which was given to him by the Nizam of Hyderabad, who gave him a scholarship as well as the degree in 1953 through Usmania University. So that was a Muslim ruler trying to do good for the Dalits. So the Dalits wanted people to know about it, to dispel the lies about that the Muslims didn't get along with the Dalits. So they had the event on the 12th, which was just yesterday. So the 3-day event on 11th, 10th and 11th was by the Muslims. 12th was by the community of Dalits. And today we are all together, and we are doing it together as a invitation to all communities to get together and play and have fun and learn to love each other, learn to understand each other, instead of having misunderstandings and differences between each other. So that's the purpose. I've been doing it for a long time, and that's one of the main purposes of my life. If I have something which is called a purpose, that's my purpose, and I hope to continue to do it again. And we are at my estate on road number 25, Jubilee Hills. This is also called Bhoot Bangla. I try to call it high because it's called the highest point in Hyderabad. I built a hill behind you. You can scan it. This is the highest point in Hyderabad today. So HIGH is the name of the place, which is a abbreviation for highest in Greater Hyderabad. Otherwise, the film people call it Bhoot Bangla because people take it for movies. It's called like the biggest movies like Rangasthalam and all that. They were made here because Rangasthalam required 18 acres of space. We have that kind of space here because all of the studios and all that, they don't have this place to make a complete studio or complete small town or something. They can only do bits at a time. So we have the biggest facility for making movies and erecting sets out here. So this is the same site, and also there's a cricket arrangement here where they teach cricket at Daniels, and now we are trying to teach football, and this is one of the grounds I can have for polo, because all polo grounds are playing arena polo, which is the size of a football field, which is very small. It's like playing carom boards and calling it billiards. So I want to like give you a real taste of polo ground, which in Hyderabad will be very unusual because except for the army, I don't think anybody else has a polo ground. And my great grandfather, Mir Mahbub Ali Khan, he was a top tent pegger. Tent pegging is a sport in horse riding, which originated as a warlike kind of a thing and war attack strategy, but it later turned into a sport. And Sir Vikhar is also my great grandfather who built Faraknuma. He brought polo to India from England when the Queen invited him as a house guest, and she had a team play for him for his entertainment. So the game picked up in India. He brought the team here, and they started teaching other people, and other states picked up from India. And in fact, when the Indian Army, attacked Hyderabad and took over Hyderabad, it was nicknamed Operation Polo. That was a name for the army name for it. So it was like an army action. They call it police action to keep the world UN out of it, because you say army, the UN gets involved. So it's called Operation Polo because Hyderabad had 17 polo fields, which was incredible because other cities probably had 2 and 3. So basically this is a sports ground which I'm also promoting for people to come and learn different sports, and we try to keep it as subsidized as possible so people come and enjoy themselves more than anything else. And I end with that, and otherwise I'll go on, and I think I'm deviating from the subject, so I'll end with that. I'm Raunaq. Thank you.
Good evening. It was pleasure joining on Sankranti celebrations today at Highness Raunaq Yar Khan's place, which is situated at Jubilee Hills Road number 25.
You are representing Dindar and
Yes, we are actually, this is with connection with the previous days. Like last week we had a 3-day religious conference. Then after we had yesterday the Dalit celebrating the legacy of Sir Nizams, and in connection with that and keeping the lineage in perspective, Sir Highness has organized this Sankranti event for all the communities to join, and more or less kids, different families and Muslims, Hindus more or less have joined in this festival and celebratory, and it was successful. And we thank
so in the evening we'll have a band. The band is here now. They'll take a break and they come back in the evening, and then people can enjoy themselves in the evening also.
So this was a fabulous thing that should happen, and people should learn out of it how to live together. So this is to bring the sense and togetherness among the communities based on the today's scenarios now going on against the communities. So this was the aim, to get people together to us, and this is also the endeavor of us to get people closer to us with the same subject. Like we celebrate Diwali, we celebrate Holi. Sir have been celebrating Holi since 50 years. So this will be annual every year. This is the first of its kind, and every year we'll be celebrating the Sankranti together here itself.
It's not the first in kind, is like with different group.
Different groups.
Otherwise, I've been doing it for 50 years on my own.
Great, sir. Great, sir. That's absolutely fine. We thoroughly enjoyed, and those people who are here also enjoyed. And thank you, media, for extending our thoughts. And hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Welcome.